I'm going to start off with interest rates, obviously, is a major factor in our forecast. It was last year, too. And if you were here, you might recall I stood up here and said, we think that first-time buyers are going to come back into the market this year with rates having gone from 6 to basically 4% for a mortgage rate, unless the Trump administration announces 25% blanket tariffs, which they did 5 days later. So sort of took the rug out from under the spring market last year. We did have a rally mid-year, and we expect that to continue in 2026, barring any other major black swan events. As the Bank of Canada said on October 29th, that's about as good as you're going to get for now. So the Bank of Canada is pretty much done cutting. We think that's an important factor for first-time buyers because many of them have probably been waiting to get the absolute lowest rate possible before locking in. We do definitely think that that is a factor that could bring some off the sidelines this year, despite affordability not being what they might like it to be. The 25% blanket tariff being announced happened, and it didn't happen, right? Because the announcement happened, and that scared everyone to death because that was going to be maybe the biggest headwind our economy had ever faced. Conservative economists were predicting 1 million or more job losses. And then that actually didn't happen, right? And so the situation we're in now is not 25% blanket tariffs, which would be a disaster. It's, as the Prime Minister Carney says, the best deal that any country has. And so it's much more, if you're in a city that does, in Hamilton, that does steel, or in Southern Ontario that does cars, or in a forestry or steel aluminum town, it's bad. But in macro sense, we've seen a lot of buyers coming back. It's a lot of confidence coming back compared to at least what it was 1 year ago. You know, I take an extra deep breath every morning over my coffee when I open my phone because it could be anything and it could be something big. But I don't know. There's nothing like last year where it was like, this is the thing that we think might happen, which would be bad. You know, there's a lot of risks out there, but I couldn't pinpoint one. So I'm going to just, at this point, cross my fingers and hopefully we can continue on the way we've been at least.